Hello guys, if you're new to this channel, welcome to Life with Courage, where we talk about lifestyle, we talk about business, we talk about family, we talk about immigrating to Canada because I moved to Canada with my family from Cameroon. And yeah, we talk about everything in general. So I just want to appreciate all those that have subscribed to my channel, and I want to appreciate you for watching this video again. And I just want to beg that if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to this channel, and I assure you're going to enjoy every content on this channel. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about my struggles adapting to my new life in Canada. So it's been a struggle, and I just want to mention these struggles that I've been having. So just take a look to this video, we'll just dive right in. So for those who do not know yet, I moved to Canada this year with my husband and my kid. That's my baby. I've been in Canada now for about 6 months. Yeah, for about 6 months. It has been good, though I've been having some struggles. It's normal to struggle whenever you have a kind of big change in your life. For example, relocating to an entirely new place, an entirely new country, an entirely new continent. So before now, I had never ever moved out of Cameroon. So this was my first major relocation in my life. Because there are so many differences in culture, in lifestyle, in food, in everything in general. So I've had to struggle a lot to adapt, and I'm still adapting. I've not yet fully adapted. I'm still adapting. So the first thing I'll talk about is social life. So your social environment here is completely different from social environment back in Cameroon. Given that in Cameroon it's very noisy, especially where I used to stay. I'm used to noise. I'm used to hearing people talk around. I'm used to hearing children playing around. But here it's different. The environment is calm, especially the community in which I live. It's very quiet. You don't even see people like standing outside and discussing frequently. It's something that you see rarely. You don't see groups of people just outside chatting, laughing, and making noise. No, it's not common here. So it's that aspect of being like in a very quiet environment, away from the one I was used to back in Cameroon, has made me I had to struggle to adjust. But I'm adjusting. At least I'm not here alone. I'm here with people with whom I can talk from time to time. But it's still I still have that desire to look outside and see children running around. Sometimes I see them, but it's not very common. You just see maybe the neighbor's kids playing around for a few hours and they go back into the house. You don't see people just sitting outside anyhow. You see them from time to time, but it's not common, like I said. So that's the first struggle I have. The social environment, it's very calm. It's not very bubbly. It's like people are just in their bubbles or in their spaces, and they don't want to intrude in another person's space. I understand that there's a thing with privacy, but adapting to that lifestyle here, it's a little tough. But I have no choice. This is my new place, and I have to adapt to it. Yep. So the second thing I'll talk about is catching up with people that you actually know, like having to always find time, make a conscious effort to hang out with the people that we know, because coming here we already knew a family. That's my husband's friend and his wife and the daughter. So those are the only people we knew coming here. But when we came here, we also got to meet another friend. So that's our little circle. So we always try to make that conscious effort to catch up on weekends, because the week is always busy with work. So over the weekends we make a conscious effort to catch up, because if you don't, you will find yourself just living in your family. You will not have anyone outside your family that you can go to, you can talk to, unless you're calling on the phone. And talking on the phone is different from actually chatting with somebody face to face. So that is one struggle, having to always make that conscious effort. You have to actively try to catch up with the people that you know, in order to like try to keep that vibe of talking with somebody, unlike just talking on the phone all the time. So that's the second struggle I've had so far. So moving on, I'll talk about my baby having to adapt to the new environment. We know that children love to play with other kids, and it's not the same here as it was in Cameroon, where she could easily meet other children. She had her cousins around with whom she could play. She had many other children, neighbors with whom she could play and talk. So it's different here, because you don't just play with kids anyhow. You cannot just go out of your house and see children and start playing with them. It's very rare. First of all, where will you see the children outside to play with, unless you go to the playground? Yeah, unless you go to the playground, you cannot just step out of your house and start playing with other kids. But in Cameroon, it's very common to see kids playing around, and you can also be there with your kid watching over them. So the option that I had, or we had, was to send her to a day home where she could interact with other children, and it's really been helpful, helping her to socialize with other children. Because if she had stayed just at home, it would have been a little difficult to integrate, especially when she starts school. So we decided to send her to a day home to at least interact with other kids, and not just stay on her own and just watch TV. Another important point I want to talk about is the food. Guys, in Cameroon, when you're moving around, you can just easily find something to eat, snacks, restaurants where you can just stop by and eat. But here, you can find places to eat, but the kind of food I'm talking about is not the type I would want to eat. Like the other day, we were moving around, and I really felt like eating, just branching and eating maybe fufu corn and jama jama or ero in a restaurant. But where was I going to do that? So it's very different. The food culture here is different. The kind of things that are readily available are fast foods like burger and other stuffs, pizza that we know, coffee. So it's a little bit a struggle adapting, especially when I'm out of the house running errands and I get hungry. I cannot just eat food. I love eating food a lot. Like, instead of going for snacks, I always opt for something that has some pepper, salt, maggi, spices, instead of going for snacks and so on. So I find it difficult when I'm out and I get hungry and I have to eat something, but I just had to adapt. It's a struggle, but I had to adapt and just persevere till I come back home and eat what I actually want to eat. Because at home I still have some vegetables that I came with from Cameroon, which I can always cook and eat. Yeah, so the food aspect is also a struggle. Stepping out and just eating anything or finding anything you want available and eating it. In Cameroon, you just move every five steps. I've exaggerated there, yes, but like after every few blocks, you have a restaurant or an eatery where you can just stop by and eat something. Unlike here, there are, but what are the kinds of things that are found there? That's the issue. Fast food, and it's not what I want to eat. I don't want to eat burgers all the time I step out. So I have to struggle with food as well. And the last thing I'll talk about is the work culture. Work, work, work. Back in Cameroon, I was a civil servant. Yeah, I was a guidance counselor in a school. And we know how civil service is in Cameroon. If you want to work, you will work. If you want to be lazy, you will be lazy. So I admit there are times where I'll just stay at home and not go to work. But I'll always find a way around to do my work. Unlike here, you are paid as you work. You're paid as you work. It's not like if you sit back, you will still receive something or some salary at the end of the month. No, you are paid as you work, and you're paid hourly. So your pay is calculated hourly. So if you work 8 hours, you're paid for 8 hours of work. If you work 40 hours in a week, you're paid for 40 hours of work in a week. So if you decide to work 20 hours and think that they'll just cover it up to 40 hours, forget it. You'll be paid just 20 hours for that week. So here it is work as you pay. You're paid as you work. Yeah, you're paid as you work. So it's a struggle coming from the civil service. It's a struggle for me, adapting and also getting the kind of job that I actually want is difficult here because it's a regulated job. A counseling job is regulated, so it's difficult just coming in as a newcomer and getting a counseling job. So I just had to get something that I could be doing to while studying or while trying to transition into another field, in order to at least have a little bit of job satisfaction, because you can take any job, yes, but I assure you, in the long run, you will not have that motivation to work again, because you will just be killing your your mind, your mentality, your mindset. In fact, I'm talking out of experience, because when you're doing something you don't like, you're just doing it for the money. Yes, at the start maybe the money is motivating you, but in the long run, the motivation that comes from money is going to disappear, and what you love doing is going to take over, and you will see that you'll be struggling a lot, putting in your best, and even going to work. So the work culture here is a struggle for me. I'm still trying to adapt, and I hope I'll finally adapt fully and enjoy working here. But the pay is very good. I assure you, the pay is good. If you work, you're paid for what you work for. So the pay is good. It's not like you work and they deduct. Normally they'll deduct taxes, but the pay at the end of the day is what you get for what you work. You understand? And I cannot just end this video without talking about the climate difference between Cameroon and Canada. So I got here when it was the end of winter. There was still snow, but it was gradually melting away, and we're getting into summer. So I didn't really experience that harsh winter, but I experienced a little bit. So I just imagine that when we get into the heart of winter, how is it going to look like? The cold is going to be something else. And so it makes it different from Cameroon. Cameroon, we have just the dry and the rainy season. Yeah, there are times when places are really cold and we complain, but it's nothing compared to the winter here. I assure you guys, the winter here is wild. And when we got into summer, my goodness, the sun. If you watch my previous videos, I always complain about the sun in this place. The sun was harsh. What? I understand why these people wear sunscreen. In Cameroon, I had never worn sunscreen. The sun here is very harsh. It reminded me of Marwa. When I used to stay in Marwa, the sun there was also harsh. So the sun, the sun here is very harsh. So now we are in fall. Places are actually cold, but not as cold as winter. It's like the rainy season in Cameroon because it rains. Places are a bit dull. The sun is not very harsh, so it's like the rainy season in Cameroon. Fall is like rainy season, so it's moving into winter. So we are moving into winter from fall. So that's the difference. I just hope I'll be able to adjust pretty well to winter because I think that's the harshest season of all the four. Yeah. So that's it, guys. Those are my struggles as an immigrant living in Canada, in Calgary, Canada. So if you have other struggles living in Canada as an immigrant, please put them down in the So guys, those are my struggles as an immigrant living in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. If you have other struggles that I haven't mentioned here, please put them down in the comments section. And I just want to see other things that other people are going through, which I haven't mentioned. There are so many others, but I couldn't mention everything, guys. So if I remember anything, I'll make another video for that. But our next video, I'm just announcing it now, will be on the benefits I've had living in Canada as a permanent resident, and I'm so grateful for that. Those are the things that make me actually love being here. So I'm going to mention those benefits in our next video. So stay glued to this channel because next video is coming up pretty soon. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up and see you guys in the next video. Bye.